Ladies and gentlemen, you'll believe. I can't even speak. Wow, we're starting off so well. You'll believe a man can fly again. For this is a Feather Productions podcast.
Yes, welcome to 2025. It's going off with a bang.
Yes. I've never stuffed that up before. Let's cue the music, shall we?
I don't know what we're yelling about! We came, we saw, we kicked its ass!
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me you built a time machine? Kind of a DeLorean?
The way I see it, if you're gonna build a time machine into a car, why not do it some style?
Who is this? What's your operating number?
Boring conversation anyway.
Look, we're gonna have company! Loud noises!
Hello.
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 Hello. I'm Kendall Richardson.
I'm a conservator.
And I'm a guy without headphones but with earbuds now, Michael Lister.
Fancy.
Fancy. We're coming in with the new tech in 2025.
I cannot hear myself. It is weird.
Yes, you are now experiencing a podcast called Fred.
Yes,
Very
experiencing
much
it through the
so.
mediums of this podcast. New and improved.
Yes. New and
Yes.
improved.
2025-ified.
Yes.
2025-ified. Yes.
We have streamlined. We have changed. We have a new thumbnail that looks pretty.
I like the
Yes,
new-
yes, we
It's
do.
very nice. It's very nice thumbnail. Thank you. It's very good. Yes, yeah, we're back finally. A little later than we anticipated, but that's okay. It's fine. We're here. Never fear.
No one watches on January.
It's been a very busy month.
It's been very busy month for everybody. But we're here. We're back. We're ready to go. We got lots of stuff to talk about. Probably going to touch on some things that we missed while we were away. And probably the most epic weekly watchings segment of all time, which we probably will just specially title monthly watchings in this case.
Yeah.
It is a monthly watching, yes.
Yes.
A couple of monthly watchings.
Yes. So speaking of, let's dive right in. Fulya,
Yes.
hello.
Hi.
Give us the highlight reel. What have you been watching?
All right, I'm going to give you a rundown, a list of all of the things I've been watching, and then you two can pick and choose the ones you want me to elaborate on. So here we go.
Okay.
I have watched season 9 of Queer Eye.
Nice.
I watched 4 episodes of Dream Productions. That is done. I think it's only 4
Nice.
episodes anyway. So Dream Productions. My Happy Marriage season 1 is complete, and I've started season 2, and it is coming out in weekly episodes. I watched The Chaperone on DVD. I've watched From Up on Poppy Hill, which is a Studio Ghibli film. I have watched the anime series on Netflix, Violet Evergarden, and the Violet Evergarden movie. I've also watched Ostinato, which is a animated short film on Netflix. I have watched Heart of Squid Game season 1.
Part.
Part of it. Not done yet. And then going into my 2025 list, I have watched A Whisker Away. I have watched What If. So I've caught up on all of the What Ifs.
Yes.
Spy Cross Family season 2. Gabriel Iglesias' Legend of Fluffy, which is his Netflix special, his new one. Secret Levels. I started watching Secret Levels on Prime Video. I think I've only watched like a few of them. I watched The Holdovers. I watched the Wicked movie in cinema. And I watched Star Wars Tales of the Empire. Which one do you want me to talk about?
Holy fuck, Fulya.
There's a lot. There's a lot.
That is a lot.
And one that I didn't mention, but MasterChef's spin-off series, Dessert Masters, season 2 also had its run, but I didn't get a chance to watch it as it was airing because I've been so busy. So I've just kind of been binging it every day. So yeah.
Amazing. I mean, I just want to ask you about Squid Games. Because I'm just so thrilled that
You're very, very excited.
So yes, so out of character for you, have watched something that's extremely violent and just the worst of humanity on display.
A very effed up series.
Yes. So tell us exactly where you're up to. So you're still in season 1, you said?
Season 1, I finished episode 5. So I'm up to, I haven't started 6 yet, so up to 5.
Okay.
The first 5 episodes.
Okay, so if you've seen episode 5, is that the one where they partner up with, and then they have to, like, they think they're partnering up to, you know, to team up against other people, but then they actually have to play a game with marbles?
So
you watch that one?
episode 5
is
is titled A Fair World, and the description says Gihan and his team take turns keeping guard through the night. The masked men encounter trouble with their co-conspirators. That is what it says on the Netflix description.
Okay. Must be episode 6.
I think that's when they decided that they are going to cause havoc on the people who are playing, and everybody teamed up in their own respective corners. And then, and that was one of the games, even though it wasn't necessarily specified that it was.
Yeah. Like the players don't know it's technically a game.
Yeah. And then we also find out some of the stuff that is happening behind the scenes as well, with the doctor surgeon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The black market stuff.
Yeah, organ harvesting, lovely.
Got to get your money from somewhere.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. All right. So that's where you're up to. Great. I'm pretty sure the next episode you're gonna watch is my favorite of season 1.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I won't spoil it. But what do you think? Tell us your thoughts?
What's your green light and red light?
Red light.
Yeah.
This is the most goriest thing I've probably watched. Mostly gory, I think. I don't know if Supernatural is really that gory, to be honest. It's probably not as much. It's a bit tame now, considering. So, yeah, it's just the headshots with the guns. Like, if they don't make it through a game, they get killed off, or if they make a mistake, they get killed off. And
pew.
Then you've got the chaos that ensues between the players, and my gosh, it's intense. It is so intense. I've only been able to watch this 1 to 2 episodes at a time with a palate cleanser after the fact. It's the only way I can get through them.
That's fair.
It just really kind of hits me. It's weird, because it's not something I normally would watch. And so watching this, and I was just curious because of how highly regarded this show is. A lot of people have been reviewing it so positively. And then the fact that there's such a big hype around season 2 with a lead up to season 3, which apparently those two were filmed at the same time.
Yeah.
I thought maybe this is the time for me to jump on the bandwagon. I got curious enough. Everybody hyped it up so much that I was like, okay, maybe now's my chance to jump into it and see what I think. So yeah, I'm 5 episodes in to season 1, and I believe there's still another 4 more episodes for me to get through before I'm done with season 1. Yeah, I am curious as how Gihan's getting through them the way that he is.
Sheer luck at this point.
Exactly. Like such a noob's luck to get through things. But yeah, I am I was so curious about it. I am in some way enjoying the story aspect of this show. Just
That's good.
wondering why they're doing this. I want to know more about the Black Mask leader, CEO, whatever you want to call him.
The front man.
The front man. I want to know why he's killing off the people that don't make it through the rounds. And yeah, I'm sure all those will be answered later down the track in certain episodes, but it's just so fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty messed up, but it's good.
Yeah, very much so.
Nice. Mike, do you have anything else you wanna ask Fulya to talk about? Because I could tee something up.
Yeah, for Squid Game. It's a very political show. Very violent, very political, and of its time, which is the time that we're living in.
Yep.
Of
Yes.
yeah, economic turmoil and where we are as a species. So I applaud you for diving in.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Be
Me too.
broken like the rest of us. Next, Bo Burnham's Inside.
Oh,
boy.
please.
It's funny.
Please, Fulya. It is funny
Sure.
and dark and depressing. That's why
So
we
you're
love it.
catching up on your COVID watches.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty much.
yeah. You're gonna
You
watch
say that
Tiger
about
King next.
5 years late, but sure.
Amazing. Okay, well, I guess I'll ask because I'm curious. What did you think of the last season of What If?
I didn't mind it. It was pretty good, and I don't know how I feel about it, to be fair. Just the way it decided to end, and I'm just like, but
I think,
why?
yeah, I think we can all agree it went out like a wet fart.
It really did. It really did. Oh my god.
Like it's just
Disappointed.
Yeah, it hyped it up to this point, and then it just flopped. You know, like
Oh,
it
we're
didn't.
really doing this.
It didn't even give us the satisfaction of a great ending. It's just a, eh.
Yeah. Like my big issue with it was the finale. Like I get what they were trying to do with like the final team of the, you know, the multiverse Avengers or whatever you want to call them. But the fact that, like, you know, it's the Watcher that they're trying to save, and barely anyone that has any kind of connection to him is actually a part of this team. Like Peggy's like the only one. So it would have made more sense if they brought back more of the OG like team from season 1. You know, that I think that would have played a lot better for me because I didn't really connect with some of the stuff they were trying to do. I don't know. Yeah, it's a bit disappointing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh well. Oh well. What did you think of Wicked?
It was good. It ended the way that the musical ended. Going into
first act,
part 2, whenever that comes out.
End of
down the
year.
road.
Yeah.
A 12-month intermission.
12 months, yeah.
Longest
compared to what is it usually 20 minutes? The actual Broadway musical.
Yeah.
I liked it. I don't know that I love it. Just because I feel like they've extended it a lot more than I expected them to.
Yep.
Like it goes for is it 2 hours and 40 minutes? Something like that. Yeah.
It's long.
That is a long film. And like there wasn't any point where I looked at my watch to see what time it was and when it was going to end, but I could still feel that it was a little bit too long for my liking. Also the fact that I don't know how I feel about Ariana Grande as Glinda or Galinda to begin with.
She saved the movie for me.
She did?
Yeah, which is hilarious to hear me say this because I'm not really a fan of hers. Like, you know, each to their own, whatever.
Yeah.
But she's never really done it for me, and I really liked her performance. I thought she was funny and charming, and you know, the right amount of snooty. You know.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, what about her didn't work for you?
I don't know. I feel like her portrayal of Galinda was maybe not the. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I got so used when I saw the actual like the live musical version. I was expecting a little bit more of the like heightened kind of personality type of thing. But it was a little bit more composed in the film. But she pulled it off. She did a pretty good job. Yeah, but there were points in the with some of the songs, because she's not technically an operatic singer, but she can hit those high notes. But when she did, I don't know, for me, just sounded a little ear piercing.
Wow.
Not that it was out of tune or anything like that. It was just more the fact that it was just so high.
Yeah, she's got the range.
She does. She really does. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair enough.
But overall, it was a great movie. I just wish it wasn't as long as it was. Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't need to drag it out that long.
No, I don't think so. But Jeff Goldblum did a very good job as the as the wizard. So that was good fun. And then seeing Michelle Yeoh in that kind of antagonist role, sort of. And it was really weird to see, like, seeing her in that type of role, because she's usually part of the good guys, and now in that instance she was more so on the anti side of things, you know?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
She doesn't usually play.
She did a great job. I really enjoyed her in that role as well. But yeah. That's my thoughts on Wicked.
Nice. Cool. Anything else you want to touch on before I throw to Mike? Anything you want to talk about?
I had have watched The Holdovers sooner.
How good is that movie? Oh my god.
It's so good. I wasn't expecting that. I thought there was going to be a lot more to it, but no. It was just this really sort of wholesome kind of, like, there's just drama, there's a bit of comedy involved, and yeah, it's just an overall sort of good time. And Paul Giamatti was a character. His character was someone I wanted to hate, but then ended up liking by the end, as he was standing up for people's rights and standing up for, you know, the lower class. And it was just wonderful.
Sticking it to the man.
Yeah, pretty much.
Down with the patriarchy.
Yeah,
Up with the
very good
matriarchy. Animal Farm. Either way, they all become pigs.
Oh boy. Mike, have you seen The Holdovers?
I haven't, unfortunately. It's It's been weird because I was trying to see it, but wasn't at the cinemas, and then it was at the cinemas, and then I had to wait until DVD, and then it just fell beyond the wayside. But it's one of my to-do watches. But I have seen Wicked.
Yeah. Nice.
Hey, The Holdovers is now on Netflix, so you can watch it there.
Oh, is it?
If you have it, yeah. Because that's where I
haven't
watched
been on
it.
Netflix in a while. I got a lot of Dragon Ball Z Daima to catch up on.
But yeah, that's pretty much what I've been watching.
Nice. Love it. Thank you, Fulya. That's awesome. Cool. Mike, you just mentioned you have seen Wicked. Did you want to share your thoughts on it?
Yes, Wicked was the last movie that I saw in 2024. And it has been the last movie that I've seen in the cinemas since. I have not been to the cinemas. Even though there's a lot of stuff that I want to watch, like The Wolfman and Nosferatu, maybe The Better Man, I don't know. If that's still... Well, my wife wants to see that. So maybe date night. I don't know. But I've been watching a lot of stuff at home because I've been still watching my Critical Role campaign 1. I'm up to episode 102, so I'm almost finished.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I've been watching an episode a day, and it kills my mornings.
I'm sure it does.
Yeah, watching a 4-hour thing each time. But yeah, I'm definitely in where they are in the TV show as well. So definitely in the amongst of that, and the one that I just watched this morning, they got their ass kicked. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be cool. It's going to be fun. It's going to be sad. And apparently, the campaign that they're doing right now, campaign 3, is going to finish up on the 6th. So. And apparently it's going to be finishing the entire thing.
Oh?
The entire world. So who knows what's going to happen then?
Interesting.
Maybe I'm going to have to continue on until campaign 2 and 3. But I don't know. It's been a lot. And I've got a lot of stuff to watch. Like, still need to finish the rest of my Defenders show. Because I've sort of stopped watching. But I have got up to... I've finished the Defenders TV show. I sort of skipped Luke Cage and Iron Fist and then watched that. And it's like, I'm way behind. I need to get in. So, been watching that. And then I thought, should I go back? Nah, I'll start the Punisher now. And that's a good show. I've been watching all what the internet has been saying, good shows. So,
good.
So I just got to finish Daredevil Season 3 and Punisher Season 2. And then hopefully I'll be all caught up for Born Again. It comes out in March. So, that's going to be good. Another adventure that I sort of decided to do, because I haven't done it yet, but I've got a lot on my plate, and I thought, I need to keep myself busy. Stop looking outside. Don't want to witness too much about the real world at the moment, even though it's seeping in and I know everything. I'm constantly online. It's a disease. Yeah, I've been watching from start to finish classic Doctor Who.
Nice.
I've been watching because of January. I've watched William Hartnell, the first Doctor, and I'm glad I did because there's a lot of stories that I haven't quite sat down and seen yet, because some that don't exist anymore. You have to watch it as a PowerPoint presentation. Because the audio exists, but the actual episodes haven't. So you have to watch these slideshows, and it's weird watching. And yeah, so I'm actually having a lot more of an appreciation of what was going on, especially watching it in order. instead of like cherry picking which one to go. And yeah, and I've started Patrick Troughton, and I'm really enjoying it. And I love this show from start to finish. There are some things that are not quite don't really work well today in today's world. Like certain lines are a bit oof, really? Okay. Like the doctor complaining is like, well, I'm paraphrasing here, but we got to get out of here. There's too many Arabs. It's like, what? It's like a drive-by slur. It's like, what the fuck?
Yikes.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah. So, it was UK 60s. They still had black and white minstrel shows, so which is kind of weird because everything was in black and white. So how can you tell? Anyway, yeah. But doing that each episode a day, so that's been fun. Creature Commandos has finished.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I didn't expect it to be this good.
Right?
Because I thought, this is going to be fun, you know. James Gunn, he knows to do his ensemble, like, ragtag team. It's like something that we've seen, like, countless times. But with this, and being like a sort of quasi deep dive into what DC is going to be now, and not necessarily in the same vein because, you know, we're going to talk about the Superman trailer and tonally that's completely different and it sort of fits within the universe as well. Just like comics, really. Like, it's all part of the same universe, but you can tell, like, this is part of the universe that's distinct of this sort of style. And this is working as well. So I kind of like what they're sort of doing with DC at the moment with this. Maybe the MCU needs to pick up a couple of pointers. Yeah? Sure, it's all in the same universe, but come on. You can do other things. I mean, they're slowly getting in there, you know, with, like, Deadpool was a big sigh of relief. I was like, yes, we can have fun now. But yeah, Creature Commandos was great. Left the show wanting more, but had my good feel of what the story was. Dr. Phosphorus's backstory was hard to watch.
I bet.
Jesus Christ. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Just wow. Fulya, you like supernatural like stuff.
Yeah.
You probably enjoy it. I don't know.
Oh, wow. That's so convincing.
I mean, Alan Tudyk's in it.
Yeah.
So
He plays Dr. Phosphorus, so
he does, yeah.
and not doing his British person voice, which is good.
No, it's his real voice.
But he's doing double time. He was also Clayface as well. So.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Correct.
Poor Clayface. Yeah, so that's great. I want to get that on Blu-ray. What else? Yep. Yeah, What If was a big wet fart. Lost potential. It could have been so much more.
Yeah.
I mean, I sort of did appreciate the Howard the Duck Darcy story.
That was a bit of fun. Yeah.
It was a bit of fun. It was really stupid, but I love stupid fun. And a payoff, you get Birdie. So there you go.
Yeah. True.
Who's she? She's new. We're fun. Or what about all these other characters that you sort of hinted at the end? It's like, oh, this person and this person. What if Hulk was Sorcerer Supreme? Nah, no time. We haven't got that. Anyway. Yeah, and something that I will mention, which is probably a good segue, but anyway. But I started rewatching and going to finish this time because I didn't really quite finish it because I was new to streaming and it was just annoying trying to keep up. And I thought, I'll do it later. I started watching Twin Peaks.
Nice.
Rewatching Twin Peaks. Because that's the only David Lynch thing that I have in my house. And so I started watching that. And reasons soon to be revealed. And yeah, going back to that, it's such a fantastic TV show. Had its problems, like production-wise, but I'm glad that they've got to finish it by the end. So that's a bit of fun too. What about you, Kendall?
Me? Oh gosh.
What have you been doing for the last month and a half?
I have been watching a lot of stuff. I will piggyback off your Creature Commandos just quickly, just to add that I also really, really loved that show. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. I, again, like you said, was not expecting it to be much of anything, like, just a bit of fun, crazy animated DC thing that James Gunn wrote. And every episode I was almost crying. like I didn't think I could ever emotionally relate or connect to Weasel. And then, oh boy. And then they showed us his backstory. And now I'm like, okay, Weasel's my new favorite character.
Is it kind of like the backstory of Rocket in Guardians 3?
Well, similar in the sense of there's trauma there that we just didn't know about, and it's a bit of a gut punch.
Each character has trauma.
Each character has trauma. Yeah, this is a group of just misfit mercenaries, basically, that all have these kind of different supernatural abilities, and and they're all just like, everyone has issues, trauma, their backstories are fucked, but it makes for like just an incredible show, I think. And and they killed off a character at one point. I was not okay with that either, and I'm just like, oh my god. But we're getting a second season, so that's exciting. I'm looking forward to watching more of that. And if this is the start of James Gunn's DCU officially, then I think we're in for a good ride. So yes, or a good flight.
And I really enjoyed the discourse that's online now with G.I. Robot.
Oh, G.I. Robot! Oh my god, I scratched that. He's my favorite. What's the discourse?
The discourse is not to delve into real life politics. Considering the richest man in the world decided to make a gesture at a inauguration, and everyone went, okay. And then a lot of people have been using that soundbite of, oh boy, Nazis. And that song, Coin Operated Boy. And a lot of people have been using his face as profile pics to say, no more. Never again.
That's excellent. I had no idea. Fantastic.
It's all right.
So, sometimes the internet responds the way it should to things. Yeah, wow.
And a lot of people are saying, okay, we need to team up with G.I. Robot, Magneto,
just all the
Spider-Man Noir.
Yeah.
You know, Brad Pitt's character in Glorious Bastards. You know, all those guys. We need those guys.
Yeah. We need the I want Nazi scalps team up. That's what we need to have.
We're in business.
Fully his face.
Killing Nazis. The mustache man.
So weird.
Yeah. Look. Watching Glorious Bastards and you get the reference. Anyway. Moving on.
Now comes the bear. Bear's got a big stick. It's going to beat you to death with it.
Moving on. What can I talk about next? Yeah, well, I guess I can go with Squid Game. Because I have seen the second season. I finished it. And it was great. And I didn't know what to expect. Because, as you'll soon discover, Fulya, the first season can kind of work as a contained story. Like, they didn't have to make any more.
Originally
they left
intended.
Yeah, they left it open for the possibility of a follow up, but they didn't know how massive it was going to be.
Yeah.
And
It was the "we don't need roads" moment.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And yeah, and like it the wait paid off. Yeah, just like the Gihan now is nothing like the Gihan in season 2. Like they are two different people. It is insane. And yeah, there's just some great storytelling going on. Like all the new characters they bring in are really cool, and the mystery sort of deepens, and some things get explained and some things don't, and there's more questions. And yeah, and the last episode was just like holy fuck onslaught of just like what's gonna happen sort of thing. But yeah, it was really good. I really liked it a lot. Rewatched Severance season 1 for the anticipation of the second season, and that was great to rewatch, because I freaking love that show. So yeah, it was really nice to go back and see how it feels, and just remind myself how much I loved it, and pick up on little things that they dropped now that I know certain twists and certain reveals and stuff. So that was really cool. But of course, it's my favorite time of the year. It's Oscar season. It's awards season. All the big hitters are out at the cinemas at the moment, and I've seen a bunch. I think the last time I checked my total, I've seen 7 out of the 10 Best Picture nominees so far, so I've got a few more to go. But just to quickly mention a couple that I've seen that I would recommend. Conclave is probably my favorite of the bunch.
That is one that I am actually interested in watching.
Excellent. I like to hear that. That's good. It's a really good movie. It's a really good movie, and if I still haven't looked into how much is true versus how much isn't in terms of the process of electing the new pope. But it was kind of a fascinating look into the way that is all structured and how it works and stuff, and it's so political. It's just politics in your religion. It's just
Say it ain't so.
Yeah, I know. We're all so surprised to hear this. But it was great. This is just a great cast. Ray Fiennes is just amazing. Stanley Tucci's there. John Lithgow's there. It's just a wonderful batch of performances from all these guys. And there's just some genuine laugh out loud moments. Like it's a drama, but then just some things that get revealed throughout get a bit ridiculous. But like they don't take me. It didn't take me out of the movie, any of it. But just like it was kind of like a lot of people online are comparing it to Mean Girls in some ways, and they're kind of right.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll
Wow.
you'll see when you watch it.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting comparison.
Yeah. The comparison's there. Yeah.
Well, people
what
have
else?
been saying the Barbie movie is like Black Panther.
Yeah. Yeah, you could say that. That's for sure. Cool. I can talk about Nosferatu quickly. I got to see that a couple weeks ago, and sorry, Mike. You'll get there. You'll get to see it.
Been busy,
Yeah.
no money, and time.
Finding the time. Yeah, it was amazing. I really liked it a lot. Just visually, like that was my favorite thing about the movie, was just how visual, like the storytelling was, the way the cinematography was used, the black and white versus the color, and the way shadows were used, and like Yeah, I feel like I don't know, I didn't love the way, not to ruin anything, but I didn't really love the design of Nosferatu himself too much. Like, it was great, and Bill Skarsgård, like, you wouldn't know it was him. Like, you would not know it was him. What he does something to his voice that really just does not sound like him at all. Like, he's very tall and elongated and whatever, and they tried something different, and I don't know. But like, the dynamic that he has with Lily Rose Depp's character, because she's the one that he's like preying on, is kind of insane. And I really liked it. It's a good, obviously, I mean, Mike, I'm sure you're aware, but like, most people know that it's basically Dracula.
Yeah.
The story, basically. This slight
Not really.
Yeah. Not really. But it is. And yeah, I don't know. I really like how they did. Although one slight negative, I think they miscast Aaron Taylor Johnson. Because he kept cracking me up the way he kept talking. Just this, like, very posh, pompous British dickhead in this film. And just the things he would say sometimes, I was like, oh my God. But that aside, Willem Dafoe stole the show. He was great. Sort of the Van Helsing character of this. So,
that's the other.
Okay, not Van Helsing. Sorry, I take it back. But yeah,
I love
you'll
the fact that
you'll love it.
they're both out of copyright.
Yeah,
Now you can do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, literally, it doesn't even matter anymore.
Like, originally, that character wasn't in the original.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because too much on the nose. But we can do it now.
We can do it now. That's right. Absolutely. Yeah, I think I might leave it there. There's a lot more I could talk about because like I said, I've watched crap ton. But those are the highlights for me, I think. From my time away. So, shall we move on in to the time, the month, the weeks that were of the nerdy news?
Yeah.
This is the news in nerdy news. The nerds that talk about the nerdy news. That is us who talk about the news that is nerdy. And now the queen of nerdydom, the hostess with mostest, Kendall Richardson. Take it away, Kendall.
Nerdy news time, and we're gonna touch on a couple of things not from this week, because a couple of big things happened while we were away, especially this first news item. David Lynch passed away. Very, very shockingly, very suddenly. I mean, he wasn't a spring chicken, but he definitely should have had a few more years in him. He was only 78. But I believe the cause of death may have been related to his emphysema that he was diagnosed with not too long ago. The guy smoked religiously. So that's
been smoking since he was 8.
8, apparently, yes. Yeah.
And
70 years.
You could say casualty of the wildfires in LA.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because it was around about that time and he was finding it hard to breathe. Because
oh, God.
The smoke was that thick.
Yeah. Oh. Okay, I didn't know that. That makes me sad. Sadder. Okay, but yeah, it's really sad that we've lost one of the most unique and singular directors of our time, of Hollywood history. I could say. Yeah, like just the amount of tributes and things that I just saw online posted by so many different people, and like one of my favorite things was seeing. I can't remember who shared it, but someone shared like all these different cinema marquees that had like tributes to him on their covering their front doors and stuff, and I just thought that was really, really nice. Just just sad to see someone like this go. But like the incredible legacy he's going to leave behind is just unfathomable. Really, changed so many people's lives, and like Kyle MacLachlan, of course, Twin Peaks, Dune, and the two of them were friends, and he's a lot of people really were touched by his tribute as well, and Laura Dern's tribute as well, because I think she was in Blue Velvet.
Blue Velvet,
if I'm
yeah.
not mistaken. Yeah. It sounded like she was quite grief stricken because she made a post about I'm going to make a post, but I just can't right now. I'm like, that's fair enough.
And she was also in Twin Peaks, the Return.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So I've been saying to everyone recently that I hadn't actually seen anything David Lynch has done, which I'm ashamed to admit as someone who loves film. But technically that's not true because I recently remembered that he actually directed a little teaser for Michael Jackson's album Dangerous in 1991. It's like a 40-second super surrealist tease that has some, interesting music in the background, some interesting visuals, and then just, Michael's face is in this golden orb for some reason. and then it just, cuts to the word dangerous in red letters. I'm like, okay. It does seem very David Lynch. Lynchian. MJ was a fan of his because he really loved the Elephant Man movie. So,
well, he's got his bones, allegedly.
He doesn't have his bones, everybody. Doesn't have his bones.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. But yeah, I do really want to watch Twin Peaks. I would love to sit down and watch the original Dune movie. I've been saying I want to do that since, Denis Villeneuve started bringing out his, adaptations, and I still haven't done it. I want to see The Elephant Man. I would like to watch Mulholland Drive because people say it's weird, and I like weird. So, yeah, I'm gonna make
Do you
2025.
Want weird?
Yeah.
You want weird?
Yeah.
Debut feature film.
Or Eraserhead? Yeah, I should watch Eraserhead, huh? Yeah. That would be a trip.
If you can get through that, you can get through anything.
Okay, great. Maybe I'll start with Eraserhead.
Yes. Start with dessert first and then work your way back.
Okay. Yes. So 2025 is going to be the year of David Lynch for me. I'm going to try and do it. Yes. Fulya, I'm sure if I haven't seen anything he's done, you probably haven't seen anything he's done.
Unfortunately, I have not. However, I did hear a lot of good things about him and the fact that he was a big advocate for meditation as well.
Oh.
From what I heard. So that's actually really cool. It's got me thinking about maybe getting into some meditation because I did do a little bit of meditation during COVID times, and now I'm thinking maybe that's something I should just bring in and as a daily sort of a thing for me to do as part of my routine, especially like either before going to bed or maybe, when I wake up or something like that. So that'd be something that I'd like to do. So yeah, heard that he was, big on meditation and mental health. So that's really cool. But also just looking at everything that he's done, like in terms of the projects that he's completed, I'm surprised at how many music videos he's directed. He's done a lot.
Yeah. Do you have a list there for us?
Yeah. So he's done. One for, I think, is it Christabel? No, sorry. There was one for Duran Duran. He did one for Donovan.
Jason Donovan?
Donovan? I don't know. Donovan, I Am the Shaman. Donovan, give me some of that. He's done a lot of shorts as well, from what I'm seeing. Yeah, he's done a 9 Inch Nails music video.
Makes sense as well.
Yeah, he's Interpol. I think he's done his own. He's done his own ones too, because Just it's titled David Lynch: I Have a Radio. David Lynch, Crazy Clown Time. The Duran Duran song, I think, was Unstaged. Or Cold Unstaged. I don't know if that's the name of the song. But Moby, Shot in the Back of the Head. Yeah, it's just sort of listed in his IMDb, and I'm just looking at it thinking, I didn't realize how much music videos he's done. But he's also done so many short films. Like, so many short films. So that's pretty crazy. But yeah, which means he's definitely leaving behind such a massive legacy. Especially considering the fact that he's mainly known for Twin Peaks.
For
I
TV,
think so. Yeah. Well, thank you, Fulya. Appreciate that very much. Mike, you're definitely the most Lynchian fan that we have on
right here, right now.
Right here, right now on the pod.
Fat boy.
And you mentioned you're rewatching Twin Peaks. Tell us your thoughts and your feelings about the great David Lynch.
Yeah, this is a real bummer. This is set 2025 for me. It's like the year of damn it year. But hearing what he died from, it sort of makes sense, and unfortunately stuff does happen with that. And speaking of COVID times, when he was living in LA, and all he could do like was doing he did his own thing online as well. He hosted his own weather show. It's like today in LA it's sunny and dreary and all this, so that was a bit of fun. But yeah, where to start with David Lynch? Jeez. I started watching Twin Peaks because I've been meaning to finish watching The Return because I've seen the original. And the reason why, and all the way back, the reason why I watched Twin Peaks for the first time and sort of got introduced to David Lynch was, do you know the cartoon Gravity Falls?
Mm-hmm.
It was that, weirdly enough, because Gravity Falls was sort of it took some cues from Twin Peaks, like the sort of weirdness of this place that's out in the middle of like woods in Oregon, like Massachusetts, like all the way up there, and there's certain elements in that show that was very Lynchian, and funny enough, the creator Alex Hirsch wanted his main antagonist, Bill Cipher, to be voiced by David Lynch, but he said no. That's all right. He did his own voice in the Cleveland show, which I've recently found out. It's like, oh, okay. He can pick and choose what he wants to do.
Yeah,
anyway.
true.
And speaking of picking and choosing, he's also in the Fablemans.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, and I love that fact that he was playing a sort of mentor role for Steven Spielberg, because he was actually because David Lynch and Steven Spielberg and George Lucas and all that, they sort of were coming up together as filmmakers as well, and and it was fun because if you remember that scene, he was trying to show and tell Stephen, a young Stephen, but not really Stephen, but it's autobiographical, that you need to make sure if you're going to do film, you have to remember people are watching art, and you need to make it interesting, like picking out like the frames in his office of saying, if the horizon's on the bottom, it's interesting. If the horizon's on the top, it's interesting. If the horizon's in the middle, it's boring as shit. So don't make it boring as shit. Get the fuck out of my office. and Steven Spielberg wanted someone to actually play that role, and why don't we get David Lynch as a perfect role? Because David Lynch, sure, he does weird and wonderful stuff, but it was for the art, and it's for art's sake. And I remember, I think Wayne and Phil did a Fred watch of Eraserhead, and Phil did not like it. Like, he thought it was wank for wank's sake, and it's like, yes, yes. But he wanted, because originally David Lynch was a painter, like canvas and painter, and he did all this weird and wonderful stuff, and then he said, well, why don't I do this in film? See what happens there. And he just did what he wanted to do in Eraserhead, and that sort of led on to doing The Elephant Man with Mel Brooks, funny enough. It's kind of weird of Mel Brooks actually produced The Elephant Man. And if you've seen The Elephant Man, it's very much not a Mel Brooks film. If you think about what a Mel Brooks film is. And yeah, he will be missed, and it's such a shame that he's not going to be with us. And apparently he was actually doing a project for Netflix that will probably not see the light of day, which is a shame.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sucks.
Yeah, and him and Kyle MacLachlan's been working ever since Blue Velvet, and yeah, just it's like that. Yeah, it's that team. That team is always good. It's the same as like Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell and all that, because they just know each other and they can click like that. And any project that they do is just wonderful. Yeah, and make sure you watch Dune. I mean, it's not the Dune that you've watched, but it's wonderful. You can't compare the two, because you can't really, because they're a different beast. And which is better? Who cares? It's I like both of them. I can like both. I can like soft tacos and hard shells. All right. Yeah. So
Absolutely. Yeah.
Here's to you, David Lynch. You affect us in many ways as artists, and yeah, I feel like a cherry pie now, and hot black coffee and a cigarette. Not advocating for cigarette use.
Very well said. Thank you, Mike. Thank you so much. Cool.
Thank you for talking to us, King Sport Kyle. He's in the chat with us. Thank you.
Oh, nice. Hello.
Yeah, he's going off with all his favorites from David Lynch. Yeah.
Oh, great.
It's a damn good coffee, and his character in Twin Peaks is amazing.
Nice. I look forward to watching it all.
Deep dives.
Deep dives.
Once a week.
Okay, let's lighten things up a bit, and talk about some Marvel news that we've got this week. Of course, Captain America: Brave New World is upon us, coming out in just over a week. So Anthony Mackie, Sam Wilson, has been doing the rounds of press at the moment, and he recently revealed something that Chris Evans said to him, and that was that Chris Evans will not be returning to the MCU in any capacity. Apparently, he's happily retired, is what Chris said to Anthony. Even though there were reports towards the end of last year that he was coming back for Avengers Doomsday, and we didn't know what that meant, if he was going to be Steve Rogers again, or if he was going to, do a Johnny Storm sort of situation, or just something else, maybe like RDJ and play a completely different character that they've never played before. But no, apparently, yeah, he's not coming back. But I'm taking this with a grain of salt, because this is not our first rodeo as fans of this franchise. We know they lie. We know there's deception going on. They, fucking Andrew Garfield, anyone talking about how, oh, I'm not in Spider-Man No Way Home. Nah.
I'm not the Wolf Man.
It is what it is. Like, if Chris comes back, great. If he doesn't come back, fine. I'm neither here nor there on it. I just want the movie to be good. That's all I want. I don't care who's in it. I just want a good story, and I just want to recapture the feeling I had in the cinema watching Infinity War and Endgame. I just want that atmosphere to return. The fans to be passionate once again about this franchise. That's all I want. So
it's peaked.
It's peaked. I know it's peaked already, but we're never gonna hit exactly what that was. That's lightning in a bottle. It's never gonna happen again. But if I can just find a way to just make something like really good that makes us go, good. That felt nice, just to sit there and watch. But yeah. So I don't believe Anthony Mackie for a second on this, but who knows? Who knows? Fulya, what do you think? Do you reckon he's telling pork pies, or is the truth being spoken?
I don't know. I don't really think that I need to worry about it too much. Like, even if he doesn't come back and it is the truth, I'm just like, that's fine. We've had our fill of Chris Evans. Even when he came back as a, different character for Deadpool.
Well, technically the same character.
Well,
if you think about it.
What we would have hoped was the character we wanted, but we didn't get. But that's fine.
Oh, au contraire. You played the character that I wanted.
But
yes.
yeah, it doesn't really bother me either way. Like, if he comes back, cool. If he doesn't, cool. I don't mind. He's had a really good run as Captain America. So even if Chris does come back as like you said, what RDJ is doing with Doom and all that sort of stuff, and I'm just like, it's fine. Like, he is set for life. He can do whatever other project now and not have to worry about anything with his life. So he's good. Mm-hmm. He's got all that Disney money.
Oh, that Disney money. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'm not fussed either way.
Yeah. No, that's fair. That's fair. What about you, Mike? What do you reckon? What do you make of this?
I didn't particularly care if he was coming back or not. Because, yeah, I'm sort of in the same boat. I want something exciting to watch. And if there are playing it safe, bring back what's familiar, what's cool. I mean, essentially that's what Deadpool and Wolverine was, really. Bring back all the old stuff and it's like, hey, don't you like this? Pigs to the trough. Hunting for truffles. And this is... I don't particularly mind if he does come back or not. I mean, it sort of undermines if he does come back as Cap because, well, Sam Wilson's the new Captain America now. Surely we should be, going for that. New Cap. But who knows what they're thinking? Because I don't know if this is going to be... If the word is he was coming back, maybe it was for something in Captain America 4. But now Anthony Mackie's coming out. It's like, no, he's not coming back. So maybe he's doing something within that movie because, it's done a shitload of rewrites and put in new stuff. But apparently it's the shortest movie that Marvel has done.
It's just under 2 hours. It's still long.
Yeah, but
It's like 118 minutes.
they said the same thing of the Marvels,
Yeah.
and that was edited to shit. I mean, the editing in that wasn't consistent.
That movie needed to be longer. They needed to flesh some stuff out in that film, I think. Yeah. But, oh well. Yeah. All right. We got one more thing to talk about in the news. And that is the Oscar nominations.
Oh, I'm just going to fill up my water bottle.
Yeah. Okay.
It's all right. I've got a list here. You just talk amongst yourselves.
Okay. We shall. I can't believe he actually left.
I'm not surprised at this
I
point.
mean, I shouldn't be. He does hate awards season.
I can hear you in my earpiece. I'm taking the earpiece with me.
Amazing. Technology, huh?
Technology. Love it.
Love it. Anyway, very funny. Yes, Oscar nominations happened the week before last, and the movie Emilia Perez broke a record of the first international feature film to have the most nominations, 13 across the board, which is pretty great. I've seen the movie. It's good. It's definitely in with a shot for Best Picture. Zoe Saldana is definitely going to win Best Supporting Actress. I'm calling it. She won the Golden Globe for the role. She was really good in the movie as well. So that's really, really cool. What else do we have here? Wicked got 10 nominations. I would say overperformed in my opinion. I don't think it deserves as much love as it's getting, but that's maybe controversial. I don't know. And then a movie called The Brutalist, which stars Australia's very own Guy Pearce, is also up there with 10 nominations. I'm looking forward to watching that. In a couple of weeks, I get to see that. It's so long. There's an intermission. There is an intermission in this movie because it's like 3 or 3.5 hours long. So I can't wait. To do it old school. Conclave and A Complete Unknown, which is the Bob Dylan biopic, both got 8 nominations across the board. So they were the top performing movies. Best Picture, we have Anora, The Brutalist, A Complete Unknown, Conclave, Dune Part 2, let's go, Emilia Perez, I'm Still Here, Nickel Boys, The Substance, and Wicked. I personally want The Substance to win just because it's my favorite movie out of the Best Best Picture nominees. I think it's the most craziest movie. It's not going to win. Demi Moore's probably going to win Best Actress. She's nominated for her role here. She won the Golden Globe for that as well. I want to shout out though Sebastian Stan getting an Oscar nomination. Huge. So happy for him. He won a Golden Globe for his role in a movie called A Different Man, which I still haven't watched. I really want to see. But here at the Oscars, they nominated him for The Apprentice, in which he played Donald Trump. So I can't wait to watch that movie. I still haven't seen it, but just really happy to see him nominated for Best Actor. That's just really cool. What else can I mention? Aussies kind of got snubbed across the board. I mean, Guy Pearce did get nominated for his role in The Brutalist, and Adam Elliott got nominated for Memoir of a Snail, Best Animated Feature, which is really great to see. But yeah, apart from that, there weren't too many shocking nominations. I think probably the biggest snub of the bunch was Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross not getting nominated for challenges for their score. The Challenger's score made that movie like it took it to another level. Like the movie's very good, but the score was just like nothing I'd ever heard before in a movie score, and I just thought that was brilliant. And it won a Golden Globe, so don't know what the fuck. Maybe Golden Globes don't mean anything. I don't know. Who knows? Award seasons are very strange. Yeah, Deadpool and Wolverine didn't get anything, so that's a shame. No nominations there. The Wild Robot performed very well. Got nominated in sound as well as animated film. I'm trying to find the animated. Yeah, animated feature film. Yeah, The Wild Robot, Wallace and Gromit, Vengeance Most Foul, Memoir of a Snail, Inside Out 2, and Flow. We need to see Flow because that also got nominated for Best International Feature, which does not happen often. You do not really see a crossover of animated movies in that category into any other, like, I guess, best movie sort of categories. So that's really, really cool. Yeah, I don't really have too much to say about the nominations apart from that. And yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see who takes out Best Picture, because I don't want it to be Emilia Perez, but it might be at this point. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Fulya, do you have any thoughts on any of this? Anything I just said, or who are you rooting for on March the 3rd?
Honestly, out of everything, the only thing I have seen is Inside Out 2. From
Great.
all of these categories.
And Wicked.
And Wicked. Yeah, okay, two things I've watched that is listed. Everything else I have not seen. I really do want to see The Wild Robot. I heard so many good things about it, and apparently it's a tearjerker. So, yeah, I really want to see that. Flow, 100% need to watch that as well. And Wallace and Gromit Adventures Most Foul is on Netflix, so I could just, get it ready and going. But I still need to watch the first one. I haven't watched the first one. So I might have to do like a little double feature, maybe.
First, Wallace and Gromit.
Yeah,
I
Wallace
think
and Gromit.
Are you talking about The Curse of the Were-Rabbit?
No.
The one,
the one with Artemis Fowl. The wrong trousers. Yes, I'm right. I'm right. Just say yes. Yes.
Yes, Mike. Yes.
There
I'm
was
Googling.
There's 3 shorts. 4 shorts, and Curse of the Were-Rabbit, which was a feature film.
Yeah, he's right.
Yeah, trust me, I grew up on this shit. The first one was a Grand Day Out, where they go to the moon to get some cheese. Second one was wrong trousers, and the third one was a close shave.
Yes, correct.
And then Curse of the Were-Rabbit. Then there's a newer one. I can never remember the name. Something to do with about bread. They become bakers.
So there's that one. The one you're referring to is called A Matter of Loaf and Death.
That's it.
Yeah, and then there's another one you didn't mention. It's called Cracking Contraptions. Does that sound familiar to you?
Oh yeah, that's a TV show.
That's the TV show? Okay.
It had like Wallace and Gromit segments, and they were showing stuff. I didn't see that because I was too old.
Fair enough. Okay, nice. Yeah. So I guess you can watch Curse of the Were-Rabbit if you want, Fulya. I feel like they're kind of more like an anthology sort of thing. Like they're standalone stories.
Yeah.
There's no continuing narrative through any of them, is there?
But in order to understand the reference of...
Yeah, except for the wrong trousers, which
Okay, great.
has the penguin in it.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
I think that's the reference I was trying to get to. That Vengeance Most Foul is that penguin that you have to know from the previous.
Oh, because the
one.
penguin's the bad guy in this
Yes.
movie.
Yes.
Right. I'm with you
Yes.
now. Okay. Very good. Very
I think
good.
they're all on Stan.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I thought it was on Netflix.
Maybe. Oh,
Maybe both.
the Wallace
The
and
Vengeance
Gromit.
Most Foul. That's
Avengers
on
Most
Netflix.
Foul is on Netflix, but The other ones are on Stan.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Yeah, I do need to go back. So for me, it's more of a I need to watch the animated feature films, but the only one I've
Yes.
seen is Inside Out 2. But
Yes.
given what it's up against, I don't think Inside Out 2 is going to win. Just saying.
No, I think Flo
I
could
think so too.
be in with
That
a shot.
or potentially the Wild Robot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe.
Those two.
Yeah, they're
between them.
definitely. Yeah, I don't think Disney's going to win an Oscar this year. Oh no.
Oh no.
Like they need it.
Yeah, literally.
They
They've
should
got
have
all their
pushed.
money. They don't need it.
They should have pushed for the Deadpool and Wolverine. And get some stupid like sound design. Not that it's stupid, but not what it's known
Stupid
for.
for no something. Yeah, you wouldn't think.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like Suicide Squad winning for best makeup.
Yeah. Just Academy Award winning Suicide Squad.
and the big flop, the Suicide Squad.
Hey, I like that one.
I like
Hey,
that one.
I do too.
I mean, yes. Terrible.
Just because it's a flop doesn't make it a bad film.
That's true. That is very
Joker
true.
folio do.
Yes. Yes. Not terrible.
I wish this was tea.
Drinking the tea. Mike, do you have a word? Do you have a sentence on any of this?
Funnily enough, I do.
Great.
Because me being constantly online and being a cinephile as well, so my algorithm is chucking me into this. The discourse behind between for Amelia Perez is awful. It's really awful. Because no one
it's
likes
bad.
this film.
No. It's I was really stunned cuz like I heard all of the raving reviews and like things about it in the media and whatever, like, you know, I just heard nothing but positive, right? I saw the movie and I was like, okay, this is good. I enjoyed it. Like, you know, I've seen better movies, I've seen worse movies. It's fine. It's a really interesting musical and an interesting take on, you know, trans representation. But then, after I see the movie, I just hear all the crap about how they don't think it's represented Spanish or Mexican people well, and now the lead actress in the damn movie apparently is a racist because she
And loves Hitler.
tweeted. Yeah, I just so it's just this whole thing, and it's just yeah, and people are like, this movie sucks. I'm like, oh, okay. I thought people liked this movie. No, we don't like this movie.
No.
Oh, okay. So if it wins Best Picture, look out, everyone. The internet
It'd be like
will
Crash.
implode. Yeah, it'll be Crash all over again. Exactly. Oh, fuck.
It's the Oscars going, hey, we're progressive. This movie is about racism is bad. And, you know,
Oh,
it was
man.
what was it? The same year as Brokeback Mountain and something
Yeah.
else.
I can't remember what else, but yeah. Brokeback Mountain should have won Best Picture, and Crash won instead.
Whoopsie poopsie. So they put their they saw all the things coming out of it. Okay, foreign film, that's great. Trans representation, that's good. And also part of it is in Spanish. Sweet. Even though it's for the people who know Spanish, it's really bad, broken Spanish, and it's bad because the director is French and he didn't know anything about Mexican culture or anything like that. It's like, they all speak Spanish.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so this has probably got me to not watch the film, but watch the discourse of the Academy Awards. So I might be tuning in
Oh.
to see the shit show.
He's tuning in for not the right reasons.
Yeah.
Sinister reasons.
Sinister reasons. I'll take
Mr.
it.
Sinister. Sinister or Doctor? I can't remember.
I don't know. Sinister.
Yeah,
Cool.
so that's my 2 cents. More than most.
Amazing. I appreciate your thoughts.
When are the Oscars happening? Is it?
So the official date of the Oscars is the 2nd of March, which is a Sunday, so 4 weeks from now. But it'll be Monday, the 3rd, our time.
Yep.
Yes. Monday the 3rd, so 4 weeks.
Fair enough.
So excited. Cool. All right, that's the nerdy news, guys. That's done.
I need to see
Moving out.
Flow and Memoir of a Snail.
Yes, I need to see Memoir of a Snail as well. I need to watch any of Adam Elliott's movies. I've never seen.
Really?
No, I've never seen them. I haven't seen Harvey Crumpet. I haven't seen.
I've got them here. You can borrow the DVD and not watch it.
Yeah, like I did last time. Oh, yeah. Don't lend me things, people. I'll not do anything with them. They'll just sit on my
I'll
desk.
place it down and it'll be a constant reminder until the person says, "Can I have it back?"
Back now. Oh my god, I'm so bad. Only lend me something if I specifically ask for it. That's the difference.
Or I sit you down to watch it.
Yeah, or you force me Clockwork Orange style
Is that?
to watch the damn thing.
Don't do this to Mozart. Clockwork Orange is a good film, Fulya. You should watch it.
Yeah, you should.
Yes.
You won't be disturbed by it at all.
Yes.
Anyway,
It's a Kubrick film. It's fine.
It's time to roll on up to the trailer park.
Rolling up to the trailer park where we all park all the trailers. Yeah.
Yes, it's trailer park time, and we're throwing it back a little bit with our first trailer, because goddamn, this is good, and there was no way I wasn't going to talk about it on the first episode of the year. Literally just after we signed off for 2024, James Gunn gave us the first trailer for Superman. And needless to say, I can't watch this trailer without crying. Because it just captures everything about the character that I love. It captures my childhood nostalgia for the Christopher Reeve films, the legacy of those films. Like, I think there was a reason why this movie was originally called Superman Legacy, is because it was kind of taking it back to basics, I guess, with the character, with the universe and the world, and it just but like it does that, but then it also kind of brings in the James Gunny vibe, you know, that he's known for now, with Guardians of the Galaxy and Suicide Squad and Peacemaker and everything, you know. So this is going to be like, you know, a nice blend of the two, I think. But the thing that really hit me, apart from like, oh my god, Superman's good again, was the fact that they used the John Williams score in the trailer with, like, you know, these guitars going and just like that got me because that score is my favorite film score. I will tell it anyone and everyone, it's my favorite film score of all time, and I lost it. I remember I was sitting in my car. I got to work that morning. It came out. I was watching it on my phone, tears streaming down my face. I just couldn't help it. Yeah. So I'm excited for this movie. I don't know if you can tell. Yeah, it looks great. I'm excited to see, you know, these new versions of the characters that we're so familiar with. You know, David Corrin Sweat as Clark Kent, Superman, looks great. Rachel Brosnahan from Marvelous Mrs. Maisel as Lois Lane. Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor. Yeah, and then I need to see more of Nathan Fillion's Guy Gardner, because I didn't know Guy Gardner looked like that with the weird haircut, and outfit and everything. And I've never seen that. You know, I've never really delved into Green Lantern lore much, so I don't really know anything about his character. So I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, but this movie looks great. Like the action looks great. Krypto's here. We get to see Crypto in live action. The goodest of boys. Yeah. My only concern is that I'm worried the movie's too crowded with characters at this point. And I say that knowing full well James Gunn can handle an ensemble cast. We've seen it repeatedly. He loves ensembles. He knows how to, he knows how to work them and juggle them, right? But DC does not have a good track record. Warner Brothers does not have a good track record for handling ensembles. So I don't know. I'm gonna stay optimistic on that. But I think the movie's gonna be good, and I think it's gonna give us a Superman that we will be happy with, and I don't know, proud of, I guess, in a way.
The hero we deserve.
The hero we deserve, exactly, Mike. Well said. Well said. And yeah, this is actually, it's funny because, I'm, gun to the head. I'm a Marvel fan over a DC fan, even though I love DC. But this is the superhero movie this year I am most excited to see. More than Fantastic Four, more than Thunderbolts, more than Cap 4. I want to see Superman. So I'm gonna have a good time in July. I hope. I pray. We'll see. We'll see. Fulia, what did you
Pray
think?
to Kal-El.
Pray to Kal-El. Yes. What did you think, Fulia, as the notoriously, you like to avoid the DC movies. But this is more of a lighter, family-friendly sort of Superman. What did you think? Did it work for you?
Is it?
But is it though?
Is it though? Me. Okay, real talk. This is how you get someone like me to watch a film that is DC.
Fucking go. Let's fucking go. Thanks, James
This is
Gunn.
how you put a trailer together to get someone who's not a major DC fan to actually be intrigued by the story, to then go out of your way to go and watch it. Now, here's the thing. Nathan Fillion's character, that wig is doing nothing for him. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's terrible. Yeah.
It is hideous. That man is actually a handsome man, and they go and put that on him. It's terrible.
Yeah.
not
I
handsome.
hate it. Yeah.
What are you trying to say? You don't like the bow?
I hate the
cut.
bowl cut. It's terrible.
I don't know. I think I can,
You look like
I
one
can
of the
pull this off.
Beatles.
Right?
But which one? Lucy in the sky, though. No diamonds, though. Anyway.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah. Look. Yeah. No. Other than that, I am very interested in actually seeing where this goes. It's like it's definitely a big tease into what we're going to get, but also at the same time, it's like it's given us a lot as well. Like, does that make sense? Like, it's not long, but it's also not like it's given us everything, but it just feels like they've given us a lot for whatever reason. But I still have no context as to what's going to happen. So that's good in the way that they put that trailer together. And look, James Gunn is awesome as a director. And considering the fact that I love the Guardians films, I will happily go out of my way to watch another James Gunn film.
That's
Happily.
great.
Yeah. Whether or not I see it in the cinema is yet to be seen, but we'll see.
Okay.
My interest is piqued. I
We're
love
close.
Superman.
We're close.
We're so
Getting there. Maybe with James Gunn at the reins of the DCU, who knows? Might actually make a fan out of me.
I'm so happy right now. Fulia's watching Squid Game. She's gonna watch Superman. She's
What is this?
2025
Oh
is
my
a new year,
God.
new koala.
Yeah. I'm very happy right now. It's great.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Exactly.
Fulya. That's excellent. I'm so glad you liked it. I'm so glad. Mike, what did you think? How did this trailer work for you?
Yeah, it's all right. It got me pumped, and just like a sigh of relief. It was like, yes, there's hopefulness. People are like buzzing of anticipation for this, because it's got a couple of hurdles to like clear, like being the quasi first thing out of the ranks of the new rendition of DC Comics and all. Got to start with like the man himself, so there's that going for it, and yeah, there's a lot of characters in this, but I think James Gunn sort of said it's like, well, we don't have to like play it safe as saying, oh, we need to introduce this character over here and this character. It's like, no, this is like an established universe. So we don't have to start from scratch. We don't have to start with Tony Stark blowing up crap in Afghanistan. We can just hit the ground running, and it's always been this populated. So I see it as like Lord of the Rings. Like you get to meet all these characters, and also characters in the background as well as like these established characters as well. It's like, oh, it's that person, and if you know, you know. So it's going to be something like that, I reckon. Like. And the gardener, the Nathan Fillion's character, yeah, he looks like that. So I don't know. He's just going to play that role, which is good. And there's going to be a lot more other characters as well. So juggling that, but the main focus is going to be Superman. I'm all for that. I like diving into a universe that I've never seen before or need context for. You can just hit the ground running, and it's like, oh, this is fantastic. I love this. I'm opening the door to Narnia, and you know, it's all this stuff. Yeah, and also this came out a month ago, and the new stuff as well, and people sort of complaining that you know the fisheye lens of him flying. That's a great shot. That's a great shot because it was all practical as well. It was just. Having Superman like look up and all that, it's just like the movie magic is still there. It's not just CGI bullshit. It's him on a matte painting of just, and that footage of going through the icy playing field is all real. It's just, and it's on a drone. It's like yeah. I've got a lot more hope of this film actually being good. Is it going to be great? Don't know. We'll wait. But yeah, who knows? When is this coming out?
Yes, well, Superman will be flying into theaters on the 10th of July.
Oh, July.
July.
So long ago. Long ways away.
5 and a bit months to go.
I'll probably have to watch something to tie me over. Nathan Fillion. Maybe Firefly. I don't know. But probably not.
I highly doubt it.
gotta keep the joke going.
Yeah. If there's time.
If there's time, we'll see.
I need to catch up on my One Piece.
True.
So do I.
Okay, our second trailer is something completely different. This is a comedy movie called The Wedding Banquet. And yeah, I think it's a remake of a film as well, which
I
is
think
cool.
so.
It is, because
Yeah.
I saw the other trailer. I thought, oh, is this it? No, it says 1993 on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is a remake, a retelling of that story. And, you know, the main characters are all gay, which makes me very happy. 2 gay couples, 2 men, 2 women. Yeah, and grandma's coming to town and doesn't know that her grandson is gay and in a relationship with a man, and you know, antics and shenanigans shall ensue when one of the lesbians has to, pretend to marry a gay man. I think this might be a bit of fun. Like the concept, the premise kind of feels very Birdcage to me, and I love that movie. But maybe I don't know. But maybe some of it also feels a little dated, maybe as well. But I don't know. I mean, I like the cast a lot. Bowen Yang's very funny. I'm definitely a fan of his stuff. Nice to see Lily Gladstone here. She's great, and Kelly Marie Tran as well. So she made me laugh a few times in the trailer here. So but yeah, I think I might watch this. I don't know if I'll go to the cinemas and check it out, but I'll probably watch it when it hits the streaming at some point, because yeah, it just looks like a bit of fun, bit of lighthearted queer comedy going on. I'm all for it. So hopefully it's a good time. Fulya, what did you think of this?
Yeah, I think this is one of those type of films where you just sort of, just go in and enjoy it, and it's going to be good fun. Obviously, there's going to be some family drama, as per usual. Kind of maybe akin to Crazy Rich Asians with all that drama that happens.
Yeah, a little bit.
Sort of similar to that kind of drama. But, at the same time, like, it's one of those things where you've got an older generation coming down not knowing the ins and outs of the current generation in terms of, sexuality and all that sort of stuff. So a very old school sort of thinking, and I'm curious as to whether or not they go the route of the grandma understands or the grandma doesn't understand. Like,
yeah,
in which way are they going to take the ending of this particular story? So I think I'd be interested to at least see how it all unfolds by the end of it. But yeah, I think this is going to be some good, clean fun, I would say.
Nice. Mike, what did you think of this teaser?
Yeah, it looked good for the type of story that it's unfolding, and it definitely has that sort of generational differences that it has, like the Crazy Rich Asians sort of. Excuse me, the trying to live your life as you were, but you still have this family that wants to see you succeed and all that, and the generational trauma that you sort of get with, and also cultural as well, considering this is based in America, and also that sort of thing that I have no idea about, because who I am. So that would be an interesting pull for me to actually watch, because I do enjoy watching stories that doesn't involve me and my my choice in life, or the cards that I get dealt with, and I actually watched the 1993 one as well, and yeah, it definitely has that sort. Definitely has that sort of feels of its time, of how do we get a modern Western audience to actually enjoy this. It's it's going to be full of those sort of Western looking at Asian culture jokes, and it's and it's actually good that this has been taken as no, this is going to be our story now. So we're going to do our own thing, and this is how we're going to do it. The bride from the previous one looks like didn't really had much to do, but in this new adaptation, they give more agency to both sides of both sides of the wedding party, as it were. it's this coming together and trying to like form a kingship and yeah, Fulya, I'm actually interested in where the cards will fall, like what's going to happen. Like you can't really have this facade forever, so what's going to happen?
Exactly.
Don't know.
Yeah.
Watch the film and find out. So when are we going to be watching this? Kendall?
Yes, well, no Australian release date just yet, but coming out soon in the US on the 18th of April.
Nice.
Hmm.
I mean, it's not up
Nice.
there with Superman, but it's a close second. So what's this third
Close.
thing?
What's the third thing? Well, switching gears a little bit again, but kind of keeping it in the comedy vein. This is a trailer for an upcoming Netflix series called Running Point. This kind of feels like Succession, but not as good, and revolving around basketball, and some comedy, like more outrageous comedy, I guess. Definitely not my vibe, but that's okay. It looks okay. I hope it finds an audience. It probably will. You know, basketball is very popular, especially in the US. I love Kate Hudson though. I will say, you know, I've been a fan of her work for many years. She's very funny. I love when it happens, and it happened in this trailer. There were moments where she reminded me of her mum. You know, just certain mannerisms and certain ways that she delivers lines is just funny. So has that Goldie Hawn charm. Yeah, so she's great. I really like her, and she's a good lead as well. She's got a great presence. So I think, if anything, she'll make this show more enjoyable to watch. But apart from that, it didn't really do much for me, I guess. Yeah, she's not really. I don't really watch a lot of sports stuff. I mean, I don't mind sport movies, like, you know, based on true story sort of stuff and whatnot. But yeah, I don't know. Interesting, but it just didn't reel me in, this one. What about you, Folia? What did you make of this? What did you think?
This wasn't funny at all for me. And I'm all for watching like something that's sports related in terms of like, even if it is a heightened reality in terms of a movie or a series. But this one did nothing for me. I'm sorry. Like the comedy was just a little too, I don't know, raunchy, I suppose. There was just too much cringe jokes in there, and the fact that it's this whole thing about a woman being the president of this basketball team, and all the guys are being very misogynistic about it and being so like, oh, a woman can't do this job, blah blah blah, and I'm like, fuck off. No, thank
Like,
you. I'm good.
doesn't it feel like, A, they were trying too hard, and B, this probably should have come out like 10-15 years ago?
Probably, yeah, I think so.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. It kind of feels like something that would have come out in the early 2000s, and but it's just got a modern spin on it. Then yeah, I'm not really a fan of this type of comedy, so it's not for me.
Totally fair. Totally fair. Mike, did you also not like this?
Yeah.
Cool, we all agree.
I
We
know.
all agree.
I know
It's
we
not
have a
good.
quota that we have to talk about three trailers, and this one was just scraping the barrel, so I get that. So, yeah, if you want to watch a funny sports TV show, watch Ted Lasso, because it's also heartwarming as well.
Mhm.
Instead of woman boss lady trying to make it, but she's not fucking. Yeah, she's God. Yeah, it's just terrible. But it all gets dumped on the same day. So when's that?
7th of February. You can watch.
Yeah.
You can watch Running Point if you so choose to do so,
We choose not to.
and we choose not to. Great, fantastic. Cool. Well, with that out of the way, that's the trailer park done. We're rolling on out because it's
Ooh.
time
Yes.
for the moment,
Yay.
the segment,
Hmm.
the section, the part, the
What?
place, the
Yes.
thing, the
Yes.
spot that Duvalaki in the show we like to call
Culture.
yeah.
For 2025.
Yes.
Yeah.
Popcorn culture time. Yes, let's do it. Cool. We are here to conclude our journey in a galaxy far, far away with the wonderful Skeleton Crew, which
Oh.
wrapped up.
Were we meant to finish that? Oh. Am I
You're
lying? Probably
funny.
not. Nah.
You're hilarious. Yes.
More hilarious than Turning Point. Was it Running Point?
running point.
Stupid
I
name
actually
anyway.
I actually considered not correcting you there, just for the lols, but no, we had to. Anyway, yes, Skeleton Crew finished up a couple weeks ago now. So yeah, we're just kind of gonna go through a general chat. I think not gonna break down any of the individual episodes. More talk about characters and certain moments we liked and how we thought it did overall. What do we make of it as a Star Wars show compared to the others? And yeah, just general gas bagging. Yes, I guess as an overall thing to start with from me, yeah, I really like this show. I enjoyed watching it every week. It wasn't a show of like, oh, I guess I better watch this because I've got to, because it's Star Wars and I'm contractually obligated by blood to watch anything on Disney Plus that's Star Wars or Marvel. No, I really liked it. It was just fun. It was just a fun time. It wasn't connected to anything. Like, it just was its own story, its own world of characters, and it just, you could feel the freedom that they had within that, I think, as they were making this. And just to kind of create some more Star Wars lore and mythos in here as well. Yeah, it was a good story. It was told really well. The writing was great. The directing was great. The cast was awesome. Like, I don't really have a lot of bad things. My only critique, maybe not my only critique, because maybe I'll remember more things as we go along. I feel like this would have been a really good movie. I
can see that. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like you could easily cut out a couple of the episodes here and condense it a bit, sharpen it up, and make it a movie.
Yeah.
And I think that would be really cool. Like, it's fine as a series. It works as a series. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it in the 8-episode format that we have it here. But yeah, I know, would have been really cool to see something like this on the big screen. But no, it's good, and it was kind of fun to watch Jude Law be an asshole. So
Yes. I did not think that I would be sitting here today saying I like him as a bad guy.
Yeah, he was a good bad guy. Yeah, I know. Oh,
Respectfully.
Commenting respectfully, yes. Yeah, no, he was great. He was great. We'll talk more about him as we go through. But Fulya, how are you feeling now that the dust is settled here with the show? What did you think?
So, the first half of this show for me, it kind of started off a bit slow. Like, I feel like it didn't have the same oomph that a lot of other shows had. This one was a little slow. And I'm not a big fan of whiny kids, and this had whiny kids most of the time. But when I got around to watching second half of the season of this show, it actually picked up for me, and I really enjoyed the rest of it. Like the action, the adventure that they ended up going through, the story of it all, and then the moment that we get Jod turning on him, even though the kids didn't trust him from the beginning. It was really interesting, but then to also find out Jod's backstory slightly, like in a very short form, was also very interesting. So, yeah, and then getting to know the kids a bit more as the show progressed was also really cool. I love KB. I think she was my favorite of the bunch. She was cool. And yeah, it was overall it got better by the end of it, but it just had a bit of a slow start for me.
Yeah, I remember you saying when we were talking about it last year that you said it was a bit slow and not really grabbing you, but I'm glad you came around on it. That's good.
Yeah,
it's good. Mike, what about you? Overall, how are you feeling about it?
Yeah, the first two episodes were a bit slow, and I think it would have worked as a movie, but I do appreciate it a bit more being a series because it did grow within the week of it getting more interesting and more compelling because we were looking at and face value, it's Goonie kids in space. That's all we got, and then they sort of added the intrigue of it's where the things were going of and wasn't really what it was. So, and also where does it takes place, and I do love the fact that you can actually watch this show without much prior knowledge to Star Wars in general. I think this will be a good backdoor entrance into the Star Wars mythos because it's very grounded of its storytelling, and it didn't have to you need to know this so you can actually watch this, and that's sort of what is a hindrance to all the other ones, like the Mandalorian and Ahsoka and all the others. You have to know stuff, otherwise you'll be lost. And yeah, so this is more in a way kid friendly for it being like the first first adventure into the new Star Wars sort of take, because each generation is getting introduced to Star Wars, and where's that going to be? I mean, you can do another trilogy, I guess, but you have to watch the other ones to get it, and no, you can actually just sit down and watch this. Otherwise, all you got was Jedi Academy, which is for babies, and I watched a couple of episodes of that because I've got kids, and yeah, it's fine, I guess. I mean, it takes place in the Old Republic era, and you can sort of tell, these kids not going to survive in the real world because they all get killed. Anyway, yeah. So overall, I did like this show, and it was a good little adventure. And it just made me feel good. It made me feel like a kid again watching this, because it's through the eyes of kids as well. So a little bit of nostalgia bait as well, in a weird way.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it was just nice to watch a show that had like obviously there's stakes here, but they're not universe galaxy changing sort of stakes, I guess. Yeah, it was just a good adventure. One of the cool things I liked and I remember saying on the pod last year about like this show was I thought the idea of putting a mystery about where the kids are from, and then having that be the big thing of like, oh, what's going on with Atatin? What's the deal? What's like I kind of like this the idea of our main characters are from the place that everyone's like so interested in to learn about. Like it's a myth that they don't think it's actually real. And I thought that was a really cool kind of way of doing that kind of a story with like a mystery and stuff. As for the payoff of that, it was fine. Like I guess it was literally just the fact that Athatton was basically where like the mint where all the Republic credits were made. I'm guessing that's like so it was kept secret for that reason, I suppose. That's fine. Yeah. But I don't know. Did the mystery of it all pay off for you, or were you more interested in maybe like who Jod was, for example, like in terms of like the other sort of mystery that was teased throughout the episodes?
I feel like I honestly didn't really care too much about the whole mint and the money sort of situation because I knew that by the end of it, they were going to get to this point and find the treasure they were looking for. I was more curious about Jod, to be honest, and what his background was as to how he got his force powers. We did get a little bit of a tease of that. But we didn't get much more than just him talking about it by the end of it, by the end of the show. So, and that was more so because he was just frustrated of what was happening to him at that particular moment. Like the payoff for me was like, oh yeah, this is what's gonna happen. Pirates are gonna come charging in, and then all of a sudden, the kids are gonna try and save the day somehow. So yeah, like it didn't really. I don't know. It didn't really get to me. Like it wasn't that exciting, but it was still pretty good. Like, but towards the end of it, I was still hoping that the kids would pull through. The parents helping and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah, like it was a good show by the end of it. But I feel like I was more so just intrigued by Jod. Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
What about you, Mike? Did you have a preference on the mysteries of the show that you preferred, or like, did you think the payoffs were worth the journey that we went on?
I think so, because I coming into these shows, you're always expecting, okay, what's the bigger picture? What's the outside look of how this sort of fits within the world? And is this going to explain how Palpatine comes back? Somehow Palpatine returns. And I love the fact, and also I'm in two minds, but I'm more leaning towards I love it that it's got nothing to do with anything else. It's just a self-contained story. And the fact that, well, now the New Republic, the New Republic now has this mint, and where does it go from here? Doesn't get explained in this, so it doesn't really matter. It's just coming back to what was the story. It's the story of these kids and the adventure, and Zod. I didn't want like somehow another Jedi escaped Order 66. Because there's more of them than there's outliers, so it's a bit weird, it being the same thing over and over and over. But I like the fact that they sort of touch on it, but they don't. It was just stuff happened to him, and it just this is where he is right now, and it doesn't really matter where he's going to or where he came from. He's just a person who can force wield, and that's a unique story.
Mm-hmm.
Because all the other ones is just people knowing the force and but he can still do like bits and pieces. It's more to do of where he's more like Luke in Empire Strikes Back, not a full Jedi, still Jedi in training, but he can still wield and can still do other stuff. He's not he hasn't finished his training because his circumstances dictate that of his backstory. So I like the fact that it's self-contained and it doesn't need to be like part of an overarching thing. And I think it's better for it. So I didn't mind the fact that the mystery wasn't part of the grand scheme of Star Wars, but I do like the fact that the mystery was contained of the actual story itself and not somehow Palpatine returned, because I like the fact that we don't have to do that every time. I mean, it was good for Bad Batch because it was part of the connective tissue story of actual Star Wars. Except for this, because it's on a different planet that we've never seen, and all these other characters that we haven't seen, and I like the fact that it didn't have any established characters that we know of.
Yeah,
that's a big plus.
Yeah.
Here's R2D2. Oh, how did he get here?
Yeah, you make a very good point. Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, well, I guess we can talk about Jod then a little bit. Mike and Fulya have both touched on him a little bit so far, and myself. But I just want to say that he was definitely not what I expected. I'm trying to remember any Skeleton Crew trailers that may have come out last year, but I don't think he was really portrayed in them as, sort of an untrustworthy, nefarious person.
I think that's a good thing that they did that.
Yeah, I agree.
I like that they did that.
Yeah, because like that's a nice way of subverting expectation and giving us something unexpected and we were saying fully we're not used to seeing Jude Law in sort of a villain role. I mean he was a villain in Captain Marvel, but like apart from that, he's the leading man. Usually he's the hero. He's like he's the guy. So it's kind of nice to see him have some fun, and he looked like he was having the time of his life.
Oh yeah, 100%.
With this character, like just that scene in this was at the end of the second last episode when he like sees all that pile of thousands of credits in front of him, and they all just start dominoing, and he's just cackling like,
yes.
Oh wow.
Oh my gosh.
That was something else. That was great.
I laughed along with him. I'm like,
yeah.
Ooh.
yeah. It was very good. He was very good. Yeah. And I kind of liked, like, you said you both kind of said, I guess, like this mystery with him, and I kind of like that they didn't show us everything about him either, like, and they didn't, like you said, Mike, they didn't make him out to be anyone big. He's not connected to anything, and I get I mean, apart from the Order 66 thing, I suppose, but even then, like, it's just kind of cool just to be like, here's this guy, he's force sensitive, he was training to be a Jedi, but that didn't work out, and now he's a pirate. So yeah, like he's a kind of a Star Wars character that we've never really seen before, you know, he kind of has qualities of a lot of different characters and things from, you know, the other movies and stuff. But yeah, in the end, he was sort of his own thing, and like it was kind of interesting going along the ride with him of like, which way is he gonna go? Because you know, because the kids were right, like you said, Fulia, they didn't trust him from the beginning.
No, I mean,
They-
apart from Wim, because he thought he was a Jedi,
Yeah.
but then I was like, kid, you need to learn learn the outside world is cruel.
Yeah, I'm glad Wim didn't get too heartbroken by
No, yeah.
by Jod, but in the end, because I was really afraid of that.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's just, you know, it's just kind of cool to see like, which way is Jod gonna go? Where's he gonna land? And like how close he came to death so many times when he was captured by his former comrades and all of that, and how easily he was able to sway them back to his
Yeah.
side as well. R.I.P. Badass Wolf, dude. I thought of Mike when that happened, and I was like, ah, there goes his favorite character.
He died a champion.
He died a champion.
Brutus died of champions.
Yeah.
In the hands of a claw machine.
Yeah. Yeah.
well.
Yeah, but yeah, it was nice to see, you know, the kids be able to defeat him in the end and you know, save the day. Yeah, it's good. It was, yeah, he was great. I liked him, and I liked that he had 5 million different names.
Yeah.
Well.
I
It was
also
funny.
felt a little sorry for him by the end of it. Like in that last episode
Yeah.
where you could see that he knew his fate. And he's like, "Oh well, I'm not gonna go anywhere. I'm just gonna stay here." And Wim was trying to help him to like get to save him. And I was like, I had this slight feeling of, go with them, please. And then when he didn't, I'm just like, oh well. He tried.
Yeah. They certainly did try.
See you in the
yeah.
sequel.
See you on the sequel. Fulia, did you have any other thoughts on Jod and Narwood before we move on with Mike's thoughts, if he has any extras as well?
No, I think I've pretty much mentioned what I needed to say about Jod. That, you know, Jude Law played him really well. Did not expect the way that character was going to end up. I had this gut feeling that he was going to turn at some point on the kids completely. I just didn't know when it was going to happen. But when he did, I was just like, okay, this character's getting more interesting now.
It was pretty intense too. I just remember like the a couple of moments where he was like, "I'm gonna kill these kids." You know, he was
yelling
like
at them.
Yeah, he was fully gave no fucks.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
He got to a point where he was just done with them. Just like,
Yeah.
I am done with your BS. Shut up. Stop whining. I am the leader now.
I am the captain now. Literally.
Yes, pretty much.
Yeah. Nice. Mike, any extra thoughts on Jod?
I don't. I'm just talking to King Sport Carl. There we go. He's back. Yes, we're talking about Star Wars now. Sorry, what was the question?
Any additional thoughts on Jod?
He's an interesting character. I think if they ever continue him, he'll probably stay as a pirate and go from there. But it all depends of how popular the show is. So, but I did like the fact that he is more part of the ensemble instead of like just like a pirate story. He is the what's his name? Treasure blanking. He had one leg in I was going to say Treasure Planet, but it's the same story. So
Blackbeard?
no, Long John Silver.
Long John Silver, yes.
Yeah, he was like a rogue, but he helped Jim Hawkins at the same time. So it's that sort of dynamic. So would I like to see more of him? I guess so. In the Ahsoka series.
Nice.
And yes, Carl, I got there. Very avid-brained. In Australia, it's 10 p.m. instead of in the morning over in America.
Yep. Late on a Sunday night here. Yeah. Well, let's talk about the kids. Because they were great. As good as Jude Law was, if these kids had have been, bad actors or over the top or super annoying, then this show would not have been a good time. But they found some great kids to fill these roles, and I would love to see more of them and their shenanigans. They're probably not going to make any more, like a follow-up or continuation. I feel like this is a contained one-off story, and that's fine. But, I would not be impartial to some more time with these guys. Yeah, I just love them. And I what I really liked too is the fact that each episode they all kind of switched in terms of who was the lead of the four. Like they did that in the credits, like they switched the actors' names around in the credits every week. And then every episode sort of like one of the kids was more standout than the rest of them. So I thought that was really kind of nice to, like, in terms of balancing the ensemble cast. And they were all just charming as hell, and just fun and funny, and you're rooting for them the whole time. You want them to get home safely and back to their parents, and their lives that you definitely have mixed feelings on, because the whole Atten thing seems a bit okay. You want to blindly go forth into adulthood and work for, what was the name of the thing? I forget.
The greater good.
Yeah, it felt very like, Hot Fuzz.
The supervisor.
Yeah, the supervisor. Yeah, who turned out to just be, a machine controlling all the other machines.
The voice of Stephen Fry.
Yes, Stephen Fry. Yeah, that was fun. That was fun to have him there. But yeah, like Fulya, you said earlier that KB was your favorite. She's probably my favorite as well. If I had to pick of the four, she was the best.
Yeah, and I think Neil kind of comes in at a close second. Yeah,
Neil. Yeah, I loved Neil. When anytime anything bad happened to Neil, I was like, "Don't you dare hurt him!"
Yeah,
don't you dare! Don't you dare! Yeah, he fell. Yeah, not a good time.
You are about to die.
Yeah. Yeah, KB was the standout for me. I did freak out for half a second in the finale when I thought they'd killed her off.
Yeah, me too. Holy crap.
I was not okay. I was like, no. We're not doing this. We're not doing this. But yeah, of course they're not going to kill her off.
Should have been a bigger explosion, and then I would have choked up.
Oh yeah. God. Yes, but I think my favorite KB moment, and it's probably from my favorite episode of the season. The episode's called Zero Friends Again. And it was directed by Bryce Dallas Howard. Shout out to her for once again bringing it. Somebody give her a Star Wars movie already, please. I don't know if that's happening, but she needs to make a Star Wars movie. But there's in that episode, it's sort of like part 2 of when they land on the holiday resort planet. And then, the 4 of them, they have to split up in order to, get out, basically. Yeah. And yeah, KB and Wim end up, coupled up. And and then KB, I can't remember what happened, but KB, like, her thing starts malfunctioning.
Yes.
Yeah. And it looks really dire. She's struggling to breathe. She can barely talk, and like Wim's
It's
freaking
like
out.
It was like she was a droid shutting down almost.
Yeah. So she's clearly part droid, obviously, and she has like that when Wim, like, she's instructing Wim how to like fix her, and you see like how deep into her head the machinery goes. I was like, oh man. Ooh, heebie-jeebies. But yeah, that
Body
sequence
horror.
where body horror, yeah, that sequence
it.
where Wim's trying to save her and, like, racing against the clock essentially, to keep her alive, and the bond it kind of created, like, I just really loved that whole thing with the two of them. I thought that was really, really good. So, yeah, it's just great. Fulia, you've talked about KB a little bit. Do you have anything else you want to mention about her, or do you want to talk about Neil or the other kids? What are your thoughts?
I feel like Fern had a lot of growing from in this particular show, like from being this, classroom bully at the beginning to then becoming like an actually strong sort of like leader of the friendship group, I suppose.
Yeah.
She had a lot of growing to do, and I will say that I didn't like her snarkiness throughout the show. And how she was always like, I'm the captain, and all that sort of stuff, and trying to get off all of the instructions and making sure that everybody listened to her. Yeah, so she definitely had a lot of growing throughout this particular show. And Wim kind of did as well, but I feel like where Fern was kind of throughout like a smooth kind of a progression, Wim was very kind of jagged in the way that he ended up growing. And he's still, I think by the end of it, he ended up being really good, but it took a lot longer for him to grow as a kid, as a character. So yeah, they all did a great job portraying the characters. I am sorry. It is like thundering and raining down here, so it's going to be a little loud.
Oh, really? Shit.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's lightning and everything.
Oh, I wonder if it's headed for me. Okay.
It's pouring down right now.
Oh no. Well, I can't hear anything.
Okay,
So,
good.
Unless Mike can hear anything, I don't know.
No, not even with the new earbuds. I can't hear it. I'm going to have to go to the shops and get something better.
Nice. Yeah, cool. I will actually just
Kingsport Cars asks, hope you're okay, Fulia.
Oh,
Yeah, no, I'm good. It's just
nice.
a bit loud with all the rain, that's all.
Oh gosh. Yep, I'm gonna cop it soon.
You're gonna cop it soon? Yeah.
I'm looking at the rain radar and it is
coming.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be in the thick of it in a few minutes. Okay, great.
Report.
Into the
Sick.
So we better finish up before we all wash out.
Until the power cuts out. Anyway, yeah, I just want to quickly say that I feel like you're right about the development changes in those two, especially Fern. I think Fern had the best character arc of the four, from where she started to where she ended up, and how she kind of went on that emotional journey to realize, she doesn't need to be this big, I'm the best, I'm this, I'm whatever person, and make others feel small. Like, she could be vulnerable too, and that's okay. And so I liked what they did with her. But yeah, I will agree with you. Sometimes she was a bit like, her snootiness was a bit much, but it was still fine. She's a kid. It's okay. Mike, your thoughts on the kids? Did you have a favorite of the four, or just did they all kind of blend together for you, or?
Oh no, they were all individually like great and had their perks. If I had a favorite, yeah, probably the girls. They're definitely more, especially their relationship with each other is definitely, definitely grew on me. Because women, Neil, I mean, they're best friends forever, and
Yeah.
nothing can get in between them except for that scene where they sort of split up. It's sort of a mutual thing. It's like, okay, I'll just go over here and and Neil's just up for anything. So Neil's just great. Wish I had a best friend like Neil. I always wanted an elephant for a friend. So yeah, I think it's great that they not most, but sometimes child actors do start getting a bit graded with the sort of annoyingness that you have. Probably one of the perks of it being like a weekly show, so you're not really obviously like seeing them all over again. And then it sort of split up with Jod as well, like their relationship to have. So it all fitted quite well, and I liked it that they sort of grew as characters within the show, and at the end they had a taste of real life and what the real world is. So, and they see the real world, and they have to convince their parents. So, if that's not an allegory of growing up, I don't know what is.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, the kids aren't annoying in this, King's Spot Carl.
No, they're not.
Sorry, I'm talking to my friend.
Yeah. Yeah, I support talking to friends. It's good. It's good. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you mentioned the parents. I really like what they did with the parents too. Like, they weren't just, once the kids were in space, they weren't just forgotten about, sort of thing. Like, we kept coming back to them and their side of the story, and how they've got their own mystery to solve. Like, how do we find our kids? How do we get back? How do we get through the barrier to contact them? Like, you know, what do we, how do we get around all the robots that are controlled by the supervisor, Yeah, so I kind of liked them all working together, especially Fern's mum and Wim's dad were the two standouts for me. And I really liked at the end that, especially Wim's dad, how he kind of, became so involved in, helping them. Like, he's still trying to tell them to, no, stop, don't do anything. Like, we can't take them on, we can't do anything. But then he's like, all right, I guess I'm going with you now, Yeah, so that was kind of cool, especially to see him and Wim getting along, and kind of having this, better understanding of each other, I suppose. Like, the dad went on a bit of a journey to just realizing that his kid is going to be who he is, but he also wants him to still, do the great work, or whatever it was called, So yeah, but no, I didn't hate the parents. I think we got just the right enough amount of time with them, and they were good parents. And I kind of like, actually, one of my favorite scenes with the parents was when they're like, they've got the device that's gonna break through the barrier, or break the barrier, so they can send the message, and they're being attacked by all the droids, and they're trying to get away and get out safely, and just seeing them drop one after one being stunned was like, oh my god, no. Yeah, it was good. Fulya, do you have any thoughts on the parents?
Yeah, the parents were an interesting group. They're like, I like that they, like you said, didn't forget about them. They kept going back to them to see what they were trying to do to get their kids back, and what was happening on their planet in terms of the droids are trying to keep them in line, making sure they're not doing anything that they're not supposed to. But then finding out that, Wim's dad and Fern's mum started, conspiring and doing things. And then, KB's parents and Neil's parents were also trying to help too in their own way. And the fact that it wasn't a violent planet. So the droids weren't necessarily killing him off. They were just stunning them, was also good. I'm like, the kids are going to come back. They're not going to be alive. That's going to traumatize orphans and whatnot. And I'm like, thank goodness. It was interesting that they were doing their best to find ways to communicate outside of their planet, even though there was supposed to be order from, especially coming down from the supervisor, and just all these different rules and regulations they all had to follow was just insane. So I'm glad they found a way to reach out outside of the was it the border, or is it what do they call it?
The barrier.
The barrier. Sorry, the barrier.
Yeah.
Big
so
gas cloud.
Yeah, exactly. So that was really interesting. So yeah, the parents were cool. I didn't mind them. They were alright.
That they were. Mike, thoughts on the parentals?
The parental figures.
Parental figures.
It's good that they got something to do. Otherwise, it can be written as the parents were just there in the first episode and then the last episode. But they but they added to the mystery of what the planet was. So good all around. And then it just tugged on from there. They didn't really add character wise. It didn't really add much. I mean, the main. I think the main sticking point was the relationship between Finn's him and his dad, and the juxtaposition of the other one, names to faces. Yeah. I'm done.
Yeah.
It's too hot.
Yeah.
Because remember, it's summer in Australia.
It's summer in Australia, and it's a particularly hot weekend.
Very humid.
Hot, humid,
Yes.
and wet. Monsoon
Gross.
season.
Yes.
Ugh.
Good times. All right. Well, do we have any other thoughts or comments on Skeleton Crew we want to say before we head out? I mean, only for me to say is that this is probably one of the better Star Wars series in recent times, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, not to say any of the others are like, everything's different and there's things to like in The Acolyte and, some things to maybe like in Boba Fett, questions. But this is like all around, like it's just an enjoyable series. And I think it's probably one I'll revisit again down the track, and I would like some more. But yeah, it's a nice standalone. Yeah, like a friend of mine who has never really seen anything Star Wars, like she's watched this, and she's liked it.
That's
So
good.
yeah, so I'm like, maybe you should watch
if you
some more
like
Star
this,
Wars.
then you can watch the back.
Exactly.
Shout outs to SM33.
Yeah, oh my
good
god.
droid.
Yes, SM33. Oh my
Shmee.
god. Shmee. Nick Frost. Yes. Just oh my god. What the bestest, goodest droid.
Yeah.
Like, oh man.
He
But
died.
no,
He come
code.
back.
Always
he
by the
died.
code.
His head fell off. He's back.
You can't
Shmee
kill a
never
droid,
dies.
No. And I just love how, regardless of the quality of whatever the Star Wars project is, they always nail the droid. The droid is always on point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and just perfect. So yeah, hats off to them for Smee, for SM33.
Yes.
No,
Yes.
Shmee. He's always Shmee for me.
Shmee for me. Good shout, Fulya. Well done. Yeah. Any other thoughts? Shall we wrap up?
Mhm.
I'm good.
We're good.
We're good. We're good. All right. Cool. That's popcorn culture. That's Skeleton Crew. We liked it.
We
We
liked
rate
it.
it.
It's a
Yep.
good one.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good one. Absolutely. It's a
The
good
best
one.
thing ever. We rate it. It's either the best thing ever or the worst thing ever.
Yeah. Yes, depending on your tastes. Yeah, it was great. It was a good time. So
Kingspot Carl says, I might actually watch Skeleton Crew after hearing y'all.
hey, do it. Let us
The
know what you think.
Yeah, the last favorite Star Wars was Mando. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
Mando is very good.
And they also said nice cap shirt as well for you. So he's wearing the Captain America shirt.
I've got the Captain America
Yep.
You and your
tank top
Marvel.
on. Me and my Marvel forever and ever. Yes.
Peace out.
Feeling very Cap vibes at the moment, obviously.
Yeah.
Well, Captain 4
so-
is coming out soon.
Number 4.
Oh my
So
god,
close.
is
I
that
bought
going
my
to be the
tickets
first
today.
movie that I see for 2025?
I mean, it might be. It
Oh,
probably
dear.
will be.
I'm going to have to watch
Yep.
Nosferatu before that. I don't want that.
It's not,
Please
being
do.
the
not
first one.
my first one.
Yeah, it's very, very much not my first one. Jesus, I've seen so many movies. At the cinema. Cool. All right, that's the show. We're done.
Yep.
Yeah.
We are done. So, thanks everyone. That was a great first show back for the year. That was excellent. So without any more ado, a 1, a 2, a 3, and that was a podcast
called
Fred.
Fred.
Remember to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter for the latest Fred content.
If you'd like to listen to Fred the Alien, you can find us on SoundCloud, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts.
If you'd like to watch Fred the Alien, you can head over to youtube.com/Fred the Alien Productions. Or if you're watching us live right now, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon to be notified of future content. And if you're watching us live over on Twitch, make sure to give us a follow. Twitch.tv/Fred the Alien Twitch.
Yeah. So I've been a Kendall Richardson.
I've been a Fulya Cantarmaje.
And I've been the sweaty Michael Lister.
And you
just experienced a podcast called Fred. Transition.
Remember to eat beef.
Remember, Freddy lives, Loki dies, the Doctor is in, and all and all together, just like we used to be. Happy 2025. Will we survive?
Yes, with that. Remember to look after yourself and your mental health, everyone.
Yes. Most important. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Latest Gators. And
Scene.
See. Yeah.